a month and a half.
Yeah.
Like a year ago, too. It seems like it's been a while because, you know, leaving Fourth, I had the opportunity to watch it on TV.
Right.
And now I'm back in the backyard again. So
With
it's
it,
crazy.
as you were watching these crazy house guests, what did you think of what was happening?
I called a few things out right before I left the house. And all of my thoughts became true. So it was very frustrating watching from my standpoint, kind of foreseeing everything and knowing that I was right and I still wasn't in the house. So
what type of things did you foresee? Did you foresee Hayden winning?
Yes, I did foresee him winning. Yeah, I foresaw him winning very early on if it wasn't going to be me. Because I just knew he had what it takes. He's really charming. He's really smart. He's really athletic. He's friends with everybody. You have it in the bag. I mean, that's the way I looked at it, and that's why I aligned myself with him, whether it was side alliance or whatever, show ants alliance, whatever you want to call it. I saw that in him, so I did know that was probably going to happen.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So you guys obviously had affections towards each other. Was that just a strategy, or was there an actual attraction?
No, there was an actual attraction. It wasn't a strategy at all. Initially, I just wanted to align myself with him. I didn't want it to go any further than that, but there was an attraction, and you just can't. I mean, you can't deny that. So.
Yeah, and now he's the winner of Big Brother.
Yeah.
So what happens between you two?
I don't know.
More incentive to be with him now?
No, absolutely not. That doesn't even play a factor. I'm just happy for him that he won. But as far as anything romantic happening, that would be up to him, and that would be him to pursue me just as I would do with any other man.
Amazing. Okay.
Yep.
So some people you had a fight with, let's say, Rachel and Andrew. So what happened between you and Rachel, first of all? Because that fight was just out of control.
Out of control.
Yeah.
Well, when Andrew outed me, I watched Rachel's expression on him calling me out, and I saw her just light up like a Christmas tree. And I knew, okay, now the whole house could potentially be against me. And with watching the way Rachel reacted, I knew coming into this backyard that she was probably going to come after me and I was going to go after her. And it just went back and forth. And I didn't intend to have a verbal argument after it, but when she said, Kristen, floaters grab a life vest, and me not being a floater, that's when I freaked out. And ultimately, it might have led to her putting me up on the block, but I think that she was going to do that anyway. So I figured, you know what, why not stand up for myself and prove I am not a floater, and I will yell at this HOH.
And then, and you were probably one of the only people who didn't go see her HOH room when she said, never seen that before. Would you do it again, different, anything?
Nope. Would have done the same exact thing. Would have done the same exact thing, except the week prior when I thought maybe there's a chance that she's coming after me or has it in the back of her head that she doesn't want me in the game anymore. Maybe I would have tried to make amends before the competition and before Andrew outed me.
Right.
But when it came to the competition and what happened between us, I don't regret anything because I showed not only the people in the house but the public I don't take BS from anybody.
Right.
So.
And was it kind of sweet revenge when Rachel leaves the house?
That was another thing that I knew was going to happen. She lost the power that next week, and if Brendan wasn't going to win, she was going to go up on the block, and the rest of the house was going to want her out. So it was sweet revenge, but it was kind of predictable too. And this game isn't about revenge; it's about just staying in it. And so for me, the bigger disappointment was just me leaving the house.
Right.
Yeah.
And you seem to be good at predicting things.
Yeah.
Tell me a prediction about Rachel and Brendan.
Surprisingly enough, I'm probably one of the people that thinks it's going to last for a while. I don't know if it'll last forever, but I think that they seem to be very dedicated to one another, and for them to say that their relationship is worth more than $500,000 says a lot. I mean, I don't know if I could even say the same thing. So I think that says a lot about the kind of people that they are, and whether it's a dysfunctional relationship or not, or a relationship that I think is strange, which I do, whatever. They seem like they're going to make it work. They seem like they really want it. So when you want something bad enough, you make it work.
That's true.
Yeah.
And you, in your final week, you figured out the brigade, and you tried to tell people about it.
Yeah.
You were campaigning, for sure. In your hippie tard,
yes,
which you pulled off. And they went to the final three, all three of them, out in the map out. But why do you think they made it to the final three? What was it about that alliance that had lasting power?
I mean, everybody else that was in an alliance was in pairs. And part of that alliance that we were feeding, and the fact that the votes were going the way that they were, there were never any split votes. It was all unanimous for the most part. They voted, the whole House voted the way that the brigade wanted them to vote, and that's exactly why they made it through. It wasn't that they were the smartest or the most physical, but they had a four-person alliance that stuck together the entire time. That doesn't always happen. So, and they made it very, very early on, and that was the best thing that they could have done.
But if you had stayed longer in the House and you and Hayden had progressed, do you think that he would have sidetracked from the brigade? Maybe, yeah.
Yes, I do. He was. I mean, he was, and part of me feels like with me leaving, it allowed him to focus more on his alliance with them, which is why he got where he did. Had I stayed in the House with him, and he did decide to choose me over them, he might have not been here.
So maybe smart.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Well, good luck with everything.
Thank you.
It was
Thanks
really
so much.
nice to meet you
you too.